Alright family, what's going on? We're back with an Arena of Valor video, and this is actually going to be a build video. It's going to be a build for the GOAT herself, Violet. Now Violet thus far is one of my favorite heroes in the game. Now Valheim, he was my favorite hero, but Violet, she's been getting up there, man. I've been putting in a lot of work with her, and yeah, I'm kind of falling for her. So basically we're going to be going over an ADC like Violet and the build that I'm using and why it works. So essentially, when you're using a hero like Violet, what I like to go for is attack speed, damage, and then of course I want to keep my distance and also have a little bit of lifesteal. I try to use a little bit of lifesteal on her because it seems to work pretty well. So it's just really good. It's all around really good, and it actually keeps me alive a lot in games. The way that I play, like if my health gets too low, I just go to the jungle real quick and start shooting some monsters, and of course I get more fed and I recover health and stuff like that. So just those little tactics allow me to survive a lot longer, and that makes me just really dominant with her. So yeah, getting into it, the way you want to play a marksman, any marksman, this goes for absolutely any marksman, you don't want to be putting yourself in danger. You want to be on the back line. So there's front line heroes and there are back line heroes. On the front lines, you're definitely going to have your tanks. Obviously they're supposed to be right up front. Then you're going to have your fighters or warriors, the people who have the close range attacks, who have to dive in and have all that crowd control. You want to have those up front too. That way they can take the load of the damage for you, because your job as an ADC is not to die. You're supposed to be carrying the game. If you don't know what ADC means, it means attack damage carry. So you're supposed to be carrying the game and leading your team to success. So make sure you stay in the right position, stay behind your teammates, because your life is the most valuable life there. Now a lot of people won't know this if you're playing solo, so it's a bit difficult. I can understand it gets a little bit hard, and that's one of the things that I've been struggling with playing games, is people don't actually know how to play their roles properly and stuff like that. But either way, it's still a bunch of fun. But let's get into the actual build here, now that you have those few tips that I just dropped on you, and those are going to help you a lot actually. So yeah, getting into it, the first item that I like to use on Violet is Blitz Blade. Blitz Blade gives us 60 attack damage, 30 attack speed, 10% lifesteal, and 5% movement speed. Now I'm not going to go into the passives. I'm going to let you read through the passives on your own after you put on these items. That way you can actually see how the passive adds to the experience and helps you like do a lot more damage and stuff like that. So yeah, you're going to be able to see that for yourself. But yeah, we're going to focus on the stats right now. So with that 60 attack damage, like I said, we want to go for a bunch of damage, and then this is also a bonus because it gives us 30% attack speed. So you're going to be able to attack even faster than you were able to attack. So, and then with the lifesteal, obviously that helps us out a bunch. That helps us out loads, because when you're using this lifesteal item, and the way that I have my Arcana set up and stuff like that, the lifesteal just goes crazy. So yeah, it's really good. It's really good. Then the movement speed, of course, you want to be able to move, you want to be able to evade, and when assassins try to hunt you down and stuff like that, you have to be able to avoid all the dangers that's going to come your way as an ADC. Like I said, it's your job to survive and stay alive, so you have to have the build that complements that. And of course, if you have some lifesteal, every time you shoot something, you're going to get some life back. Then you have the movement speed, you're going to be able to evade a lot better. And then of course there's damage and attack speed, because if you're supposed to be carrying the game and doing damage, you don't want to be shooting marshmallows at people. So that's basically the logic behind this Blitz Blade item. Moving on to the next item we have here, we're going to be going with War Boots. War Boots gives us 15% attack speed and the 60 movement speed. Now the movement speed, of course, once again, we want to put on these boots because we want to be able to maneuver and move around the map as quickly as possible. We want to be able to evade. We want to be able to go support our teammates, because that's another big mistake a lot of ADC makes. They actually stay in one lane the entire time, when in reality, you're the one with all the damage. You're supposed to be running around helping your team wherever they need help, actually. So yeah, that's one thing that you really have to focus on. Now obviously you don't let your tower go down, but if it's a choice between letting your teams feed the other team and then letting one tower go down or something, then obviously you want to stop the other team from destroying your team, because if you kill those teammates, that's actually going to distract the team. So let's say you have a bunch of people coming up on your team from the middle lane and you're in the bottom lane. If you stay on the bottom lane, your middle lane players could possibly go down. But if you go help them, yes, you might lose the bottom tower, but if you kill everybody in that middle lane because you're the one who's supposed to do all the damage, then that's going to force whoever's at the bottom to eventually come to the middle lane if you all keep pushing forward. Because the way that you can take towers in this game, yeah, it's very quickly to go down. And yeah, so if they're focusing on the bottom tower, that your whole team is going to push up their lane quicker than they can take that one tower by themselves. So yeah, that's just the logic behind this. You have to be able to make those decisions and stuff like that, but obviously this movement speed will allow you to have the freedom to go help your teammate, to go protect your towers, to go jungle real quick, come back and do everything that you have to do to successfully play your role. So yeah, and then the attack speed, of course, we want to be able to do a lot of damage quick, and then we want to get that lifesteal back even quicker. So yeah, that's very huge on this build as well. Then for the next item, we're going to go with Slick's Sting. Slick Sting gives us 30% attack speed, 20% critical strike chance, and 5% movement speed. Now, I've already explained to you why the attack speed is so big and the benefits of that, as well as the movement speed, but something new we have here is the critical strike chance, or the critical chance, and that means basically you have a higher chance of dealing extra damage, getting a critical strike on someone. You know what critical means. If you ever played Pokemon, you know what a critical strike is, because them critical strikes is crazy, because that'll just take Pokemon's health. You know you can't one hit a Pokemon. I just got real nerdy real quick out here, but you know when you can't take a Pokemon's health, then you just luck up and get a critical strike and you just take all their health down in one hit. Yeah, that's the best feeling. But yeah, anyway, you know what a critical strike does. It does more damage, so there, that's really good as well, and the passive allows it to do even more damage. So yeah, this item is really cool for that reason. Moving on to the next item we have here, we have Omni Arms. Omni Arm gives us 70 attack damage, 15% attack speed, 10% lifesteal, 10% cooldown speed, and 50 max health. Now, usually I don't go for health on ADC. This is the reason that I had this item is not for the health. Like, the health is just really a bonus. And the reason that we don't go for health on ADC is because it's your job to survive and be mobile and stuff like that. You're not a tank, so you don't need to be building health. You don't need to be stocky. You're not supposed to be getting hit. Like, it's your team's job to take that damage for you. If they're doing their jobs, you'll be fine without having to go for health. That's why you're getting all this speed, all this damage and stuff like that. Anybody who tries to chase you down or anything and go one-on-one, more than likely you should be able to just destroy them quite easily. So yeah, that's why we don't really go for health. But into the damage, obviously we want to be able to do as much damage as possible, so this just adds to that. The attack speed, you want to be able to attack fast and do that damage, and then with the last item we're going to be able to have that critical strike, so that's going to be crazy. You're going to do even more damage, and the more you're attacking, obviously the greater the chances that one of them is going to be a critical hit. So yeah, you want to be able to attack super fast and still get those critical hits off, as well as the lifesteal and stuff. And then the cooldown allows you to use your abilities a lot quicker as well, and that's huge, because the one thing that I like to spam is her A ability. Her A ability that allows her to like slide around or move around and stuff real quick, and then do that long shot. That is so huge, man. And like what I like to do with that the entire game, I continue to poke at the towers, and that's what's great about this item. You can that's what's great about her. You can poke at the towers as much as you want to, and no one can do a thing about it, because if they step up, then you'll be able to shoot them with your regular attack. If they stay back, you'll be able to shoot them with your long range attack. And if they bag up too far because your long range attack keeps hitting them, then you can step up and do some damage to the tower, bag up, hit them with your long range attack again. So you can just do a lot of combos with her, and I actually love this, and that's why this cooldown on her is very helpful, because you can constantly do that little move. Now you will have to go back for mana quite frequently, because yeah, you burn through it a lot, but it's 100% worth it, man. I take towers so fast using her when there's not like a crazy team comp. Like the game you're watching in the background, they had like 2 tanks or something. Yeah, it was pretty difficult. It was difficult. I had to watch out for hooks and stuff the whole time, but it was still a very fun game. It was actually a very team oriented game as well. But anyway, on to the next item we're using here, Muramasa. Muramasa gives us 80 attack damage, 80% cooldown, and then the passive of course gives us the armor pierce. Now the armor pierce is very good because it allows us to pierce through armor and chop them down. It makes armor do less, so that's really good. And then the attack damage, the damage, of course we want to be able to do more damage, and then we want to get our abilities back faster with the cooldown speed. That way we can constantly just slide around, move around, and make it so the other team can't really do much to us at all. So yeah, that's what we use that item for. That's why that item is so beneficial. And last but not least, we have Fenrir's Tooth, and that gives us 200 attack damage. And yeah, so I'm gonna let you go back and read all the passes for yourself. But yeah, this 200 damage is huge. This is massive. Once you put this item on, your damage is just gonna be at its peak, and you're gonna be able to do crazy damage to people. It's just gonna be insane. So yeah, that's pretty much the build that I'm using on her. That's my logic behind using these items and the way that I use it. If you want me to make a video about how I use her, how I move around the map, what lane that I favor when I'm using her, and the way that I farm and when to farm, because one big mistake that people make is not knowing how to farm, and that's why I take down their tower so quick. If you come out the gate going right to the jungle, you're going to get destroyed by me, and that's just what's happening. These are really a lot of easy wins going on right now, because that's people don't seem to know how to jungle properly in this game. So yeah, that's basically all we're gonna talk about in this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you found it helpful, and once you try out the build, let me know. That's pretty much it, y'all. Let me know what you think of the build, and let me know what build you're using on her, and what heroes would you like me to do a build on next. That's pretty much all I got for you all. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace out.